Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. In this episode I'm going to show you how easy it is to remove a prop shaft on a BMW F10 and F11 series. Previously what I've done, I've removed all the plastics from underneath and the exhaust system. I have both videos on the channel if you want to check them out. So now in the next step we're going to remove the aluminium heat shielding and then you're going to have the prop shaft exposed. So from there you literally disconnect the front and the rear and the center bearing. So let me show you how this is done. Let's get started. In this video I'm going to show you how to remove the prop shaft. This is the prop shaft and the flex disc which connects the prop shaft to the diff at the back. You've got two of these. Let me show you. So if you follow the prop shaft, you've got one at the front which connects to the gearbox. You've got the carrier bearing in the middle. And then you've got the rear prop shaft, flex disc, guibo, whatever you want to call it. So you can see a nasty crack here, and this is not the only crack. There's plenty more cracks on it. So this is definitely a must to replace, otherwise you could get into some serious trouble and some nasty vibrations in the best case scenario. So what we're gonna do today, we're gonna remove this. Ideally, whenever you're removing these bolts, you want to try and remove the nut. You're gonna loosen the nut, not the bolt. It's not the end of the world if there's no way around it, but preferably it's best if you try and loosen the nut. Hold this here on one side and then remove the nut. So then I'm going to do the other one and then rotate the prop shaft and then do all three. Eventually, obviously, we're going to have to remove this flex disc from the diff as well, which should be, hopefully shouldn't be too bad. These are probably maybe E12 or something like that. These are internal torques. But what we're going to do first is loosen these and then do these at the end. I'm happy enough. This is coming out easy. So now we will probably be able to access this one from here. And yeah, this is good. No big deal, as I said, easy enough job. In order to get to the third bolt, you're going to have to rotate the prop shaft. We can't just do it yet because the automatic transmission is not in neutral position. I'm going to show you how to do this in the next step, and then we're going to go back and gain access to the third bolt and remove it. This is a ZF 8-speed gearbox, and the car we're working on is F10 530D. It's going to be exactly the same on the other 8-speed gearboxes. On this, which would be the older type, this car is 2010. So what we have to do in this case is retract this lever back, which is not too bad. Now what we're going to do is we're going to pull this lever back and then lock this cable tie in place. Use both of your hands and then lock this in place. So let's see. Yeah, we can freely rotate our prop shaft. This will be nice so you can see it. Good view angle. Hopefully my hand is not in the way. And yeah, both nuts and the bolt head are 18 millimeters. So that's loose as well. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put E12 internal Torx socket for these bolts here. Let me lock this like that. Okay, see the technique that I'm using? I'm putting on one nut here and I'm holding the triangular bit here. And let me rotate this prop shaft again to the next bolt. Now we've loosened up the flex disc and all the bolts obviously. The next step will be to remove the flex disc at the front, and then at the very end we're gonna release the central bearing carrier, which will then drop down, and then when you drop the middle, then that will just retract this shaft and it will come out. So you don't have to mess and do anything here. Don't damage. This is really bad. Don't use this for support or anything. Don't mess with these because you're gonna destroy your diff. So what you've seen now will keep you right. So do the same at the front, although we have to remove the gearbox mounting, which I will show you later on. And then once we've done the other side, then we just drop the center bearing and that's it. This will come out easy enough. We're going to continue with the next step of the removal of the flex disc and the prop shaft. So what I've done here, I'm not sure if you can see it clearly, but I've supported my automatic transmission with a transmission jack. If you don't have one of these handy, just get a normal standard trolley jack or whatever jack you have, and get a flat piece of wood, put it underneath the gearbox. Make sure you support it well because the sump is plastic. And then what you want to do is just raise it and support the transmission. We're going to be dropping the actual support for the gearbox at the back with the transmission mount, and this means that obviously the gearbox will drop. So yeah, that's why as I said, I've put the jack. So when we remove this frame, the support frame and the transmission mount, then I'm gonna remove that ground cable which is in the way as well, and then we can hopefully gain good access to the flex disc itself. 6-7 bolts, including the one for the mount in the middle, are 13mm nuts and 6 bolts. So let's get started. You're gonna have to tilt this sideways and it will come out. And then when you want to put it in place, it kind of locks in place. So you'll see it when you get here. Don't over worry about it too much. That's the support for the transmission. I can remove this here now. This is the ground wire, which is connected to the gearbox. This flex disc doesn't look too bad when you look from the back, but there's actually fractures in it. So this will have to be replaced as well. Now what we've got left is to remove the carrier bearing in the middle. There's 2 8mm bolts at the back, so let me do this first. I might move you on the other side so you can see it better. It might be a good idea to fit these bolts back in place just so we don't lose them. And that's the job. That's the job done. I wanted to show you a close-up of the flex disc or guibo. So just look at these stairs and look how nasty this is. This is not really going to last much longer, to be honest with you. So this can cause a massive problem if this tears. So that's one side. It's cracked on the other side as well. This is a pretty bad crack here. So yeah, definitely good job. We're working on this, and yeah, we spotted this, so we're gonna change it on time.